Mi gente, bienvenidos a the Randy Wallz Show. We are right now live with my homie right here, DJ Nova, who's in the building, straight up from Boston. What's up, Nova?
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, that radio voice. Look at him. Have you ever been on radio?
No. But it's interesting. I used to wake up in the morning and I would go buy like a muffin or something at Dunkin' Donuts, and random cashiers will always tell me if I'm on radio, and I never
You'd be like, my name is Nova. What's your name?
Jose.
My name is Jose.
Yeah, it was
Let
weird.
me get a coffee. That's funny, man. Yo, hey, thanks for coming out, man. Our boy Jay Days was supposed to be here with us talking, but he's a little sick.
Yeah, brother.
I want to thank him here on the show for introducing me to you. We met a little while back, and you know, I think we have a lot to talk about on the show.
Absolutely.
You just came into our studios, and you were just like light bulbs.
Yeah, always.
We got to talk podcasting. We got to talk music. We got to talk DJing. And we have to talk, obviously, what you're doing today, which is with Spotify.
Correct.
I really want to dig into that, your experience, because it's a new media. In a way, it's impacted the music industry. It's impacted the video industry,
right.
Even the podcasting industry and all of that. So let's jump in. I want to start first off with who you are. Who is Jose? Who is DJ Nova?
So it's interesting. My DJ name is actually my last name. So it's DJ Nova. Jose Nova is my name. I'm from Boston. My parents moved there when I was a baby. I grew up there. I moved to Miami last year. Hustler, man. If I'm gonna describe myself in a word, I'm a hustler. We're gonna work. We're gonna get the job done. Nobody cares. Like, I don't know if you've seen that Gary V approach. Nobody cares. Get the job done. Get your shit done. And I live by that. I love music. I mean, music's kind of saved my life. I think the same thing applies for a lot of people. When I was 15, I started DJing. I used to do house parties, virtual DJ, connect the aux cord. I think I was hitting the sync button. DJs would understand what that means. I think I was hitting the sync button just because I knew it was on beat. You know,
just to make sure. You never
know. It sounded better. I was like, oh, this is working. And then when I was 18, 19, I actually invested in some equipment. My first piece of equipment was a Numark NS7, and that shit was heavy as hell. It was like
the NS7. I have it. I have that controller still.
The Numark. Oh my goodness, bro! That was the heaviest piece of equipment I've ever had. And I started DJing, man. But while I was doing all of that, Diddy's my biggest inspiration. Diddy's always been like that guy for me. So I'm basically a student of his life, and I would see what he did.
When did you start following him?
I would probably say
like his career, you know.
I would probably say around that same time I started DJing.
Okay.
I was trying to understand how do you get to that level, that level of execution. I mean, it's unmatched. We understand his impact just in terms of the culture, right? And we talk about the culture has become a trendy word now, but we think about the culture and what Diddy has done for hip hop and urban music and even like the city of New York as a whole, and what he's brought to fashion and out to liquor, trying to get involved in sports, that type of thing. So we understand the figure that he is. And it was right when I started DJing because I started getting curious about how these guys making money. Like, what is going on behind the scenes, right? Like, how are these guys?
How are you monetizing this?
How are you monetizing this, and what kind of different streams of revenue do you have? And
I think also the interesting thing, especially with Diddy, he has so many companies. How do you manage all of them?
How do you have your hand?
He has to be some way, somehow. I mean, I'm sure he has somebody in charge, but the actual structure in his company, I'm dying to see that.
Insane, and then it's admirable. At least in my eyes, I look at that. But a lot of people, and it's interesting. When I was in high school, I would always tell teachers, I'm gonna be like Diddy. I was an awful high school student. I would skip class, all that good stuff. And I would tell them, like, I'm be like Diddy. Yeah, no, you're gonna do your work, blah, blah, all that good stuff. And what I always noticed was you got to get the job done. You got to understand your purpose, and you got to get the job done, right, to fulfill that purpose. So I saw Diddy. This is when social media started getting hot. Started posting a lot of things. In addition to that, you start having access to different people, right? You start looking at different people moving different ways. People like Pharrell, obviously, like Rafi Pina.
That's my Diddy. Pharrell.
Oh, he's amazing. He's amazing. God bless him. I think he's top 2 producer all time. I go back and forth between
him and Timbo.
Him and Dre.
Oh, him and Dre. Okay.
Him and Dre. I go him and Dre.
Okay.
Yeah. In terms of hip hop,
let's make a list right now. There's Pharrell, Dre. Who else?
Pharrell, Dre,
Timbo. You can't let go of Timbo.
We can't forget about Timberland. I'm gonna say one that people are gonna be like, no, you're being the millennial, but Boy Wonder. That he's Drake's one of Drake's producers. He works with other people, but he produced God's Plan is probably his most recent like
I like his bounce. He's got a dope bounce.
Crazy drums.
Crazy
kicks
drums.
are hitting. Boy Wonder gets a job done. He produced Mob Ties. Mob Ties. Whoever knows me knows that's my shit. Because that song at that moment when it came out was something I was going through. I'm gonna leave that fifth in the air. I don't want to touch that fifth yet.
Ooh, it's tough, right? Like if we're talking hip hop, like Pharrell's percussion, his music, especially the percussion when he had Neptunes, that was really like his peak. And then when he worked with Justin, that to me was like it.
Insane.
Timbo with Justin. Timbo
he's
with
ahead of his
anything.
time, Pharrell.
Yeah,
Pharrell's ahead of his time.
Yeah, and you know Timbo and him used to work together.
Yes. I've
They used to when they first started at Missy as well, out in Virginia.
I've seen that. Missy, but you're right. Missy sounds like, oh Jesus Christ, when you think about
Missy.
what that was. I don't know if you've seen like the YouTube video where he's doing master classes Timbaland now.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this dude's out of control, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, he has to make money from everywhere, man. And honestly, I'm one that I have I haven't had a chance to see it, but I have the master class, and I'm looking forward to looking at them, because whatever you can learn from it. And you know, there's something with producers that, especially us, that we grew up, let's call it prior to social media, where we didn't see the reality of the producer, the day to day.
Yes.
When Timbaland started posting things on Instagram, he's going to post beats that are work in progress. He's going to post beats that aren't that good. He's going to post beats that are probably never going to come out. And some people, you know, sometimes you see the comments and they're like, "Oh, that's whack."
Right.
You know
right. But you don't know what this is going to be yet.
Exactly.
Right.
It might be super simple. And if you listen to some of his beats, bro, Dirt Off Your Shoulders, 3 instruments.
Yes. Oh, Jesus Christ.
3 instruments.
Yeah. That beat.
And I think drums are like kick and snare are separate.
You know, whatever synth that is, whatever sound that is, and there you go. Here we go. Let's
simple.
We got a hit. He's amazing. But what I tell a lot of people, especially DJs, is we always think about, like, for example, we see a lot of the recap videos. We were talking about social media. We see a lot of the recap videos. And in these recap videos, we've been seeing a lot of the same things: the party.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of going back to what you just said, I've been challenging DJs. Is like, let's show people the process. Right, like before you even get to the club, when the club's empty, when you're talking to security, let's give people a quick cut. When you're talking about reservations and VIP tables and bottles and who's coming in, what clients are coming in, what customers are going to come in, how many birthdays, what are the birthday names. Let's talk about all of this, because people don't know this process.
Yep.
Let's talk about the process after the club, when it's a mess and people are drunk and there was some bullshit you have to deal with, and you got to clean up shit that you don't want to clean up, right? But let's
100.
show people this. And it's interesting because when you see the behind the scenes and people like Timbaland, and there's a lot of content now we can see on YouTube. You see that process, and I think now people are starting to give producers their place.
Yep.
Now people, even engineers, like songwriters, people are talking about the people that aren't the stars.
Well, if you see Tiny, he's been getting his credit as he out of all the Latin producers, urban, I think he's the one that deserves it most.
100%, and he. It's interesting. We just went right into music. I love it. Yeah. I love how you did this. Tiny's interesting because I think about Tiny, and he produced "Hello" by Zion. Mm-hmm. This was like 2009, I believe.
Yep.
And I was listening to that song, and in Calladita he sampled "Alócate" at the end. Everybody knows that, right? And he might have produced that. I wouldn't be surprised if he produced that as well, because he was in that Looney Tunes camp. But it's interesting to see how ahead of his time he was. Like if "Hello" was to come out today, the song would have been a hit.
It would still be
timeless.
Yeah, they're timeless records.
Yeah, 100. So we're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot of that with the producers. I love it. I love it, man. I'm all about the creative space.
Alócate, Sign and Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Alócate. Yeah.
It is.
So there you go. Yeah.
He was involved in that.
So there you go, man. Yeah. It's amazing.
So I want to talk a little bit about Boston.
Yeah, let's do it.
That city that gave birth to DJ Nova, the DJ.
Yes, sir.
I know Jay was there a few months ago.
Yeah.
He told me about the experience, the city, the vibes, the types of people. They're completely different.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about growing up in Boston in the entertainment industry.
Boston's very interesting because Boston is a shit ton of talent that people don't talk about. But I'm trying to say this the best way possible.
Be real.
There's a lot.
She's smiling.
there's a lack of execution because the vision's not there. It hasn't been done. There's no blueprint.
I know exactly what you mean.
No, there's no blueprint, and I don't think it's anyone's fault. But as a city, we got to organize a lot better. There's a shit ton of promoters.
You think it's a single person or single company thing, or it's let's call it community or the city or everyone? Everyone needs to step up.
We got to uplift, man. I love Boston. Boston's home. I was just there this weekend. I love Boston, and I mean, me and my brother Miway, we went back in August. We did a basketball tournament for the city. Brought out like 200 people, gave $1,000 to the winner, just that type of thing to get people away from the nightlife, get people away from the bullshit, just bring people together for something positive. Gave them free food, some pizza. Shout out to UG's that they gave us some free pizza. But the point is that we got to organize a lot better. The blueprint isn't there. Um,
I know exactly what you mean. It's funny because a lot of the things that you're saying, either I say them or I know exactly what you're talking about. And in this case, in Boston, it's what I would compare it to Vegas. To me, the Vegas, especially in the Latin industry, it's not there yet, man. It's not gonna get there. Let's talk about even TV stations. They shut down all the time when Univision opens back up. Yeah, like and even their news sometimes. And talking about TV, but their TV, sometimes their news comes from Colorado or comes from somewhere else.
Oh wow!
And then they have like little reporters there. It's not there for a city like Vegas.
Right,
you should already have it established. And there's a lot of Hispanics in the music industry. All they have is the Grammys and the billboards that come for 1 week, and
they have the venues.
That's it. The venues. They come for 1 week and they leave. People leave.
It's interesting.
Nothing else happens.
I look at Boston. Boston has this whack 2 a.m. rule, which kind of hurts nightlife a little bit. We understand that. Liquor stores close at 11. I understand, right? We understand.
The city's not set up for it.
Right, the city's not set up for it. They opened up a casino recently, the first casino in the city, and the casino has lost money for the last 3 months. All right, so this is becoming a thing, but because the city's not set up for that.
Right.
In terms of just music, though, there's an amazing amount of talent. On the hip hop side, we're getting a little bit of respect now. There's 2 artists coming out of Boston, Bia and Cousin Stiz. They're working. They're doing it. On the Latin side, there's so many artists. Like shout out to all the artists.
I was just gonna ask that, but it surprised me that you actually.
Well, a lot of people don't know the biggest immigrant group, the biggest immigrant group in Massachusetts, which is where Boston is. People didn't know. Just a little fact
just in case you
if
you know how to spell it.
And in Massachusetts and Rhode Island are Dominicans. There's the biggest immigrant group.
Yeah,
it's very Caribbean. A lot of Puerto Ricans, a lot of Dominicans, a lot of Salvadorians, Guatemalans. There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people from different
ethnicities, and there's a lot of urban culture. There's a lot of creators, a lot of producers, but it's a matter of planning, organizing, working together. There's a sense of, and everybody knows this. I mean, people hate on each other when they see other people be successful.
Oh, that's
everywhere. That's everywhere.
It's a ley de vida.
Yeah, so
the famous haters.
Yeah, so Boston's infamous for that. I hope someday to go back there and like really help discover talent and develop talent. And provide a platform to really showcase what's going on in that city, because there's some amazing things, and it's kind of why I moved, right? Is let me set myself up so I can start helping other people out.
Definitely, you got to take notes from everyone else in other cities and see how they're doing, and kind of like come back and revisit. You do believe in the industry in Boston, then?
Yeah, man. There's man. Shout out my boy George Emiliano that he's here in Miami. We were talking about him before. He's from Boston, right?
Okay.
And I'm seeing the things he's done in the last couple of months. Last couple of months in which like I've traveled with him and I've been a little closer with him, but even over the last couple of years, to see his trajectory in his career and where he's gone just because he stepped out of the box. Same thing with my brother Miway. We were just talking about Miway here in Miami. He's killing it. The same thing, bro. Super talented. Left Boston. Anytime we've seen people leave Boston, even to go to LA, we've seen people leave Boston and do amazing. Actually, I just mentioned Bia, and you just mentioned Pharrell. Pharrell was who signed Bia originally.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
nice.
And she moved to LA and all this good stuff. It worked out for her. But the point
they have a track together. They have a.
Was
she on the J Balvin
one? She was on Safari.
Safari.
She was on Safari.
Yeah. Okay.
She's from Boston.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So there's talent there, but we got to organize. I don't think we're there yet in terms of being ready to be the place of a star, the birthplace of a star. But I think we're gonna get there.
And it's tough now. I mean, the industry as of I would say maybe 5-6 years ago it shifted into Miami, the urban Latin industry.
So this is Latin
everything
Hollywood.
was Puerto Rico.
This is Latin Hollywood.
It was Puerto Rico before. Some people even came out of LA. Some people came out of different, other cities. But now all the companies are operating out of here. Warner, Sony, all the big guys. PR Music is doing a great job here out of Miami as well. So I mean, I guess Miami's the new mecca for that.
Yeah.
Is that safe to say?
Yeah, 100%.
And do you think there's another city that's up next?
No,
at the moment.
But I do think, outside of what New York, LA, Miami are, right? We understand that those are the bigger markets.
Right.
That's where the platforms are. That's where we're going to see the media outlets, that type of thing. The artists are going to live there, probably going to have apartments there. Going to see a lot of producers, a lot of good stuff. I have a feeling that Chicago is something I don't talking
I've always
about.
thought about Chicago, but I've never really
Yeah.
seen any movements from there, man. Aside from Kanye.
Yeah, outside of Kanye and the drill music, and
Right.
I think Chance is from there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's.
But on the Latin side, from my understanding, and I went out there for a concert. A lot of Boricuas in the building, a lot of Cubans were in the building, and they had a lot of Mexicans in the building. And they were able to sell out a venue of 16,000 people. The lineup was amazing. It was DY, Bad Bunny 2 years ago, Nati, Becky, and Jolie Grande. It was an amazing lineup. But the point is to see any venue outside of New York, LA, or Miami pack 15 to 20,000 in a place, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's for example, speaking about Boston, Boston's population is not that big, so these concerts get 6,000, 8,000, get placed in the mid-sized venue.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
You see the difference in terms of capacity and what production companies are willing to pick up and where they want to do it, where they want to work. I think Chicago is a place where there's numbers. There's numbers.
Yeah,
and,
there's numbers.
If people tap in there, but it's not sexy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly. And it's not even well located either.
Right, exactly. It's windy. It's windy. That's what they say.
Yeah, exactly. They say it's windy. Aside from Chicago, man, I believe a lot in Vegas, man. I think Vegas has a lot of opportunities. It's just they're not. It's what you say. They're not united.
Yeah.
In the industry, it's a little bit different because that in Vegas, there's a lot of Central Americans. There isn't that many Latin Americans, and it kind of changes when it comes to the genres of music they listen to their cultures, to even what they eat is a little bit different. Very similar, but it's a little bit different. You know, you have a lot of Mexicans, you have a lot of Guatemalans, etc. You don't have a lot of Dominicans. You're Dominican, right?
Yeah, I'm Dominican. Dominican, Puerto Rican. I was actually born in Puerto Rico. A lot of people don't know this about me. It's like a random fact. Yeah, I'm half Puerto Rican.
You were born in PR.
Yeah, I was born in PR, Rio Piedra. Yeah,
have you gone back?
My mom's Rican. Yeah, I go every couple of years. Stuff was going on down there. I got family down there still. I go often. Bro, like patele en hoja, bro, I could eat that shit all day. Mofongo, I could eat that all day. Lechon, I could eat that all day. Acapulco, I could eat that all day.
What about you? What about your Dominican side?
My Dominican side, my pops is Dominican from Maswa. I go out there every couple of years too, man. I'm very, very in tune with my culture and where I'm from. I think that's important as being part of this Latinx community. Go back to where you're from.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? See where your parents grew up, understand what's
going on.
You
grew up in Boston from what age?
All my life. I moved there at 8 months. Yeah.
Okay.
When I was 8
so
months.
I mean, it's not the same, but it's very similar. I moved here when I was 7.
Okay.
7 years old. I have
From where?
Venezuela.
Okay.
But I have not been back to Venezuela.
Oh man, but probably dying to go.
But not
when it's ready.
When it's ready. When it's ready. I mean, I at some point I was, but specifically my country is not ready, and it's very insecure. It's very, it's a mess over there. But definitely from here, I've been able to be in touch with my culture in different ways. You know, my parents are very, very Venezuelan.
Right.
So I've been, and that's something that for people who grew up here like ourselves, if you can stick to your parents or stick to people around, man, there's so many things about yourself that you learn when you see wow, I'm from there. That's where I'm from. 100%. You feel identified.
100%.
I mean, and growing up here, also Miami specifically, I grew up around a lot of Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Colombians, everything. So I know a lot.
You're Latino.
I know a lot about these cultures, a lot more than I should. Some of them.
Right.
So I just feel like I'm very, very Latino. I don't feel like, and obviously as a DJ, you know that you're playing a wedding. Let's say even if you're a wedding DJ, you're playing a wedding. There's Dominicans, there's Colombians. You got to play a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you learned a lot from that too, from your DJing.
Yep. Yeah,
Tell me a little bit about that. About where you're at now in DJing, how you started. We already know, but where you're at now in DJing.
So where I'm at now is pretty interesting. I'm in an interesting place in terms of my DJ career. So I just DJ this weekend. So I don't sound like I'm contradicting myself. I just DJ this weekend, but I've always thought DJ was the beginning of something bigger in music.
Right.
You understand what the audience were like, what people move to, things that are outside your comfort zone that you gotta get familiar with, right? You also understand what is going on musically and how things are transforming. And because of that, I think now I still love it. It's amazing. I've almost stepped back from it because I'm starting to become a lot more curious about other things. But DJing has provided a foundation for me in terms of understanding the marketplace, understanding music, understanding just the world, like
the way people react to it.
Bro, I'll tell you something, man, and not I'm not trying to sound arrogant here, but like I can rock a hip hop crowd. You know what I'm saying? I could rock. I go to Atlanta, bro, and I'll rock a hip hop crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Atlanta's the real.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Atlanta's real.
I'll rock
I
a
played
hip hop
out there.
crowd, bro. And you could throw
Too
me.
much for me.
You could throw me in Alpata, bro.
Yeah.
Y me meto.
See, me at hip hop, like I love hip hop.
Right.
But I love the hip hop from the 2000s. That was my hip hop.
Okay.
That was my era. The Ludas, when Timbo came out, even with the couple songs Bubba Sparks hit, you know, like that era.
Paul Wall.
You know what I'm saying? Like that era to me
So you was doing
incredible.
like Laffy Taffy.
Yo, Laffy Taffy, what was that? Like 08, 09? That was high school. That was high school.
That was
for me.
MySpace. That was
MySpace days.
MySpace
I was an influencer on MySpace, bro. What's up?
How about that? Yo, you know what's crazy? I used to have a DJ Nova music MySpace page. That's how I knew it was like something, because I used to go on LimeWire. And I used to go on these sites, Flowhawk, on Clase, Flow Activo. Like I used to go on these sites.
You remember when you used to download from like LimeWire and you used to get that Bill Clinton voice?
Yeah.
I did not. I did not have sexual relations with that woman,
bro. That was the worst. That was the worst, man.
They would trick you for the new kids, for the ones that are downloading music on Spotify or whatever, ripping it, or I don't know what people are doing nowadays. But we used to download off of like some P2P weird, like I don't even know how it worked, but it was cool. Like you would like, how did that work? It was peer to peer.
It was peer to peer.
So you had it on your computer and you would like stream to other people.
So I would host it. So basically, if let's say I uploaded the track, I become the host.
Yeah.
And then I think it was called Seeds.
So
how many people that download?
Kind of like torrents. How torrents work nowadays.
Yes. Exactly.
For other people who crack programs.
Yeah.
That's how torrents work now.
They had the Bill Clinton clip, man. That was epic.
Yeah,
man. I should use that.
Yeah, and that's part of the beginning of the hustle. You know, DJing, as you say, DJing is the beginning for a lot of people. For a lot of people, DJing is and it's a very good way to start. Nowadays, it's a little bit different. I started on CDs. I don't know if you started on Serato.
Yeah, I started on Serato.
You started on Serato?
Thank God.
Yeah,
a lot of man. And shout out all the OGs that they
or got vinyls. People
who got the DJ on vinyls, and they was DJing on CDs, and they would have to bring their CD booklet, whatever the case may be.
I had that.
I am very fortunate, and I am very blessed.
We used to put the stickers on the thing, so you know what track was which. Sometimes I had to get two of each, so I can put it left and right. There's no flipping.
Yes, sir. But thank God I didn't go through that, bro. I'm very okay.
I mean, CDs wasn't that bad. What was really bad was vinyls. I mean, I never really lived it, but I did see it. I never really used them, but I did see it. But as far as DJing goes, bro, I feel like a lot of people, especially if you're DJing out there and you need to know your next step, like what do you recommend people, like what are the options for a DJ aside from production, right?
I mean, I actually think everything. And this is what's interesting about this. Is what's amazing about DJing is that people don't really put themselves in places donde ellos piensan que, damn, I could do more than leave the club. You get into concert promotions, you get into production,
artists,
you can start managing artists. You could try to break in the industry through public relations and PR, right? Because what DJing shows you is what the market has an appetite for at that moment. Right, and that's why we see the cycle of a song from the very beginning to that very end. When the song's a hit, from the moment it comes out to the time that the song gets played out, right? And it's very accurate. A very good example is like Debote. Like from the moment that Debote remix came out, you know what time it was, and that went.
Do you think the song would have been a hit if it was just the original?
The original. I remember when so it's interesting. Boston. We were playing the original. We were playing the original before the remix actually came out.
Here we barely played it.
The original. And that's interesting about just different markets, right? But this is what DJing is amazing, because if you DJ here, and shout out Jay Days because he went to Boston and he killed it, bro. But it was a different market. He knew it was a different world. He handled it and he figured it out.
He's really good at crowd reading. I mean, he's a good DJ overall.
He's an amazing DJ. Yeah, he figured it out. I mean, he walked in there and he told me, he was like, "Oh, bro, first 15." I was like, "Okay, what's going on? All right, cool. Now I got it." You know what I'm saying? So that's what DJing does. But I really do think people break the industry, right? My situation, right? Break the industry, make it your 9 to 5. Create your own label, manage your own artist.
There's so many things,
start your own platform, go into radio, go into media, go into video, go into production, go into concert promotions. There's so many different things.
And this is a creative industry, man. So there's really no limits.
Right.
And part of what, and I've always said this, and I told Jay this and CX and all the guys, it's a DJ's job is to judge. Notice when Jay walked in there, he had to judge. I mean, maybe he saw white people, tall people, short people, black people, whatever, and he had to say, "Well, these people probably like hip hop."
Right.
So he has to go with that. Maybe they're Dominicano que no escuchan merengue ripiao. You know what I mean?
Like,
you never know.
Right.
You have to judge their age. You have to judge their ethnicity. You have to try, or sometimes it's trial and error. Play a song and see how it works. I think that's a good that's the main reason to me why DJing is a really good start, because you become a good judge.
Yes, sir.
And when you become a good judge, you listen to a song, you're like, this could work for this crowd or that
Right.
crowd. Or you see someone, you're like, they're probably gonna like this, and you know exactly what they want. So that's a number one rule for business right there.
100%.
Right?
100%. That's a transferable skill, and I think a DJ gives you a lot of that. You have to be on time, right? Let's talk about the basic things. So you have to be on time, because if not, you get shorted. You're probably gonna get shorted $100 by the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? If you're not on time, you gotta worry about security. You gotta worry about management. You gotta worry about waitresses. You gotta worry about VIPs. You gotta worry about birthday people. You gotta worry about so many
being on the mic.
Things. Yeah,
there's a lot of DJs. There's a lot of DJs that don't know how to get on the mic.
Yeah. We talked about that when we met. That was one of our first conversations. Is being able to narrate the night, right?
Yeah.
When you DJ and tell people what you want them to do, right? Tell them,
create the vibe, create the feeling.
If you want them to sing, tell them you want them to sing so they can sing, because at that moment, that's your crowd, that's your audience.
You got to know how to do it, though.
Yeah, you got to know how to do it. Yeah,
so they can accept you. And I think one of the main things, and CX at the beginning of his career, he had trouble getting on the mic, and little by little he got comfortable with it. But I think the number one thing there, as far as getting on the mic, is being comfortable.
Yeah, man.
Because when people see that you're hesitant, that you're like, put your hands up. It's like, nah. Yo, what's up, everybody? You come up hype, and you're just like, okay, people are like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. This is a show. Let's go.
Right.
And so one thing that surprised me, I don't know if you've been out to Mr. Jones.
Yeah, I love Mr. Jones.
Bro, have you been behind especially CX?
So what's interesting is, ever since I moved to Miami, I've been going out a lot more as a consumer.
Right.
I've DJed in a couple of spots and whatnot, but of course, like with work and just life, being an adult, time gets taken back. But bro, Mr. Jones, the vibe in there, there's something in the air.
They're doing something amazing there, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't the club before, when it was called Set, it was a good club. It was really nice.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And it was a really good, it was popping club. But right now, I feel like the way they're managing that club is insane. Especially seeing it. I sometimes get there at 11, 12 before they open up. And even on a Tuesday, like they make a theme every Tuesday. This club, it's amazing. And one of the things that surprised me, it's the job of the DJ has changed a little bit, or it's actually gotten easier, because it hasn't really changed. But when it comes to these types of venues, it changed a little bit. They have an iPad with WhatsApp open. And that's how they communicate inside the club. And they're like, it's Jose's birthday, and we're coming out with the boxing theme.
Yes, sir.
So he gets Rocky ready, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, everything is synced. The girls come out, the DJ plays a song, the lighting guy does his thing. So this is the behind the scenes thing.
Yes, sir.
But you don't see that in every club.
Yes, sir. No. So it's interesting. I actually started seeing that when I moved here. I was DJing at Mokai as soon as I moved here.
Okay. Mokai's great too.
Yeah, Mokai's good.
It's the same owner.
Mokai, yeah, Roman. Shout out Roman.
Roman owns Mr. Jones as well, yeah.
The people at Mr. Jones, Bernard, Eric, and all those guys over there, cool people. They're good. They got a group chat, but it makes it easy, but it also makes it harder, because you're not rocking the crowd.
Yeah. No, you have to be looking at this clients every 5 minutes.
But to their credit, and I learned that when I came in, these people come and they spend $4,000 or $5,000, sometimes 10, sometimes 15, 20.
Yep.
So if I'm spending $10,000 at the club, you better play the fucking record I want, bro, when this bottle comes out, bro, because I'm about to pay these bills tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when I saw that and I started understanding that, it actually made me a better DJ here. When I went back home, I remember one of the first times I went back home, I would go back, and when you come from out of town, you got that like whole out of state booking feel that you get booked up 4 or 5 nights in a week. So I was rocking the number one night in Boston, bro, and I remember at the end of the night, the head promoter, bro, he's been there maybe 12 years. He was like, yo, bro, I've never seen you DJ like that. Like, you absolutely killed it. But it was because I learned this system of who's spending money in here and who's really partying in here. So I could take care of those people. And I was able to judge. I was able to judge the situations, understand these people we need to pick them up a little bit more.
Yep.
Shout out the girls in VIP. Shout out the girls that are dancing. Shout out the people that got the phones in their hands that they're taking selfies, because they're recording every single moment. They're living that moment. You know what I'm saying? And we get so caught up in being behind the scenes and knowing, all right, cool, I'm going back here next week and so forth. But man, there's some people that don't party at all.
Yep. There's some people that just standing there.
No, but there's some people that just stand there. So it's like, why are you standing there? Let me put on something that you might like. You know what I'm saying? There's people like my older brother. I have an older brother. He doesn't go out. He doesn't go clubbing. Shit. So if he ever goes to a club and I'm DJing, I want him to have a good time, because he might not go out for another 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing, bro. The adrenaline rush is unreal.
Yeah, of course. Well, before we finish this DJ topic, I want to say one last thing, because a lot of people do not believe this, but guys, you can make a living off of DJing.
Yeah, man.
More than a living.
More now more than ever.
Yeah.
Now more than ever. And I
Hey, there's DJs making 8, 10, 12,000 a month or more.
bro, yeah.
I'm talking about like DJs that aren't fucking Tiesto, obviously.
Yeah,
like I'm talking
yep.
about local DJs.
Right, yeah. I made six figures for the first time in my life when with DJing
Yep.
in Boston, and then that is kind of when I saw it. My friends are also making six figure numbers. Bro.
Yeah.
They're DJing 5-6 times a week, and they're killing clubs. And
but there's a science to it.
Yeah, but you gotta be good. Like it's not like you can just be
You
a
gotta
bum.
be good, but honestly, talent is good, but it's not everything, man. And I've realized that with a lot of
Good
DJs, I have really good friends that are amazing DJs, but their business side, they don't have it.
Yes.
They don't have it.
And I think a lot of DJs know a lot of people like that. A lot of promising DJs that you almost wish that they could get that business sense. But it's also not meant for everybody to have that.
It's not. But however, if that DJ is smart enough and finds a friend, finds a manager, finds someone to put that face in front.
Yes, sir. That's it. You just got DJ, bro. You don't got to talk no more.
That's it. That's what we talked about. What we're doing here at these studios is like, you come in, you do your show.
Yes, sir.
We'll take care of the rest.
Yes,
don't worry about it. Just take care of your content.
And the same thing.
And
the same thing applies for artists. The same thing applies for artists. What people don't understand with we're probably going to talk about this. I don't know if this is
you're good.
If I'm working the subway right now,
you did. That was great. That was great.
But the same thing with artists. Sometimes, you need people in front of you, man. You can't worry about the business sense. Oh man, you can't worry about the business sense all the time. Right, you can't be the creator. You can't also be the guy that's in the booth, that's signing the contracts and reading the full contract and trying to pursue an opportunity and looking for some extra press.
Networking.
It sounds amazing to do that. Trust me, it's amazing. Shout out to you if your work ethic is there. But shit, you don't gotta do all of that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Find the right team, right? Find the right team and learn how to learn. Right, like people need to learn how to learn. That's like a big thing. You gotta learn how to learn so you can listen to other people and implement things because we don't have the answers to everything.
That's true.
And like for DJs, for artists, it applies across the board.
And to me, it's also effective learning from the people who are doing it. And if you have the opportunity to be one on one with them, it's amazing. I had specifically someone who made me change my point of view or maybe because I used to say exactly what you said, like, yo, find someone. But
right.
I spoke with Alpha, man. I had an interview with Alpha. Yo,
that's
he's
my
cool
guy.
as hell.
That's my guy.
I had an interview with him, and I was like, all right, so you're independent. Like, tell me. He's like, you know what? I started independent in the sense that I did everything. I would handle my own bookings. I would do everything myself. Obviously, now he doesn't do everything by himself, but what he said was he got to the point where he reached a limit where he couldn't do it all anymore. But he knows exactly how the job is done. So he knows when someone's doing it right and when someone's doing it wrong. Not everyone's meant to do this, though. Not everyone has the business and artist mentality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I feel, again, not everyone has the same mentality. Maybe he did for it. And he me dice que los cheques también son independientes. So he's good.
El Alpha's a smart dude. I'm going to tell you something.
He is, right?
And as a Dominican, I'm proud of him. And I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, and I told him, "Yo, bro, I'm proud of you because what you're doing, you're literally creating a lane for something that hasn't been done before in terms of dembo."
Yeah.
And what does that mean for this guy to be independent? He hasn't signed by anybody, and this guy has features with J Balvin. Has features with Anuel. Has two features
Cardi.
with Bad Bunny and Cardi. Those are the four I was going with. You have these four features, and we're talking about the biggest Latin artist in the world at the moment. Those four. There's a couple more, of course, if I mention them.
Yeah,
you guys get the point. And he's doing this by himself, man. There's no label pushing that, right? He's creating a sound. I feel like Dembo's in a place where reggaeton was at 15 years ago. Que la gente en el mundo.
Dios mío. I say the same exact thing about that and about trap too. When it was a few years ago.
Trap is
but that's crazy.
Trap is interesting, bro. And I have this theory that I think R&B is going to become the next thing.
Yep,
I think
it's already doing it.
I think R&B is going to become the next thing, man.
With Alex.
Yeah. These guys are creating R&B.
That's R&B, man.
We could call it reggaeton or whatever you want to call it. It's R&B.
People call it dancehall. People call it reggaeton. People call it R&B. I get it. It's all of them. But
you threw the snare on there, bro. It's R&B. You know what I'm saying? So,
as a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something actually right now. It's the only song I don't play music in this show, but
oh man,
I'm gonna show you an R&B song.
I gotta come back for a session.
I'm gonna show you a song right now, just a little piece of this song right now that I'm like, bro, this song is probably more than 10 years old. And this is damn, man. No, hold up. It was okay. I got it.
He says he got it.
I got it. It's Marcus Houston, Clubbin'.
Okay.
You remember this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marcus Houston.
Listen to that beat. Say that's not what's going on in the Latin industry right
that's
now.
all right. That's all right. You know what's interesting
That's
about this?
R&B.
Oh man, bro, this is amazing. So one thing I was talking about, I think this week actually was about this R&B thing, and that in Latin music, no que somos copiones, but we know what's selling,
Right.
right? And Drake, nobody gives Drake credit for this shit. But One Dance became the new sound of reggaeton. Like One Dance became that those drums that he used there. That's what we got with Bote. That's what we got
Simple
with
bass
Asesina. That's what we got
line,
with
kick
Baila.
snare,
You know
kick
what I'm saying?
snare, kick
Boom,
snare.
boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? So you no longer needed a dun 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 dun. You didn't need that anymore.
As a matter of fact, there's a song I don't remember who sings it that has the same exact dun dun, the same exact chords
It's insane, bro.
that are very similar to One Dance.
It's insane, bro. At least for me, this is my opinion, but this is like my little theory. But we look at One Dance and then Unforgettable followed up.
Mm-hmm.
Unforgettable. So now we have two songs that have this drum cadence, I guess, or sequence, whatever you want
Yeah,
to call
sequence.
it. These two sounds, bro, you can throw them in the reggaeton side, bro, and it sounds like reggaeton today, right? So we understand that this whole little dancehall vibe is very similar to Afro beats as well. You know what I'm saying? The only thing is that como latino le metemos sazón, sí,
Yeah.
sabe que le metemos
Afrobeats got some sazon
Afrobeats
too.
is coming.
Afrobeats
Afrobeats is
the
coming.
motherland sazon.
Bro, Afrobeats I think is coming. Shout out Burna Boy, he's killing it right now, bro. Like there's a lot of guys, bro. There's a lot of guys.
Talking
in that
about
space.
Joanna.
Oh, bro, Drogba, bro, killed it, bro. Like that was major.
Wow.
Yeah, bro, yeah. We're gonna talk about that record after, bro. Bro, there's major things coming on that side. But I look at reggaeton and just Latin urban music as a whole, and we look at Bad Bunny's album Por Siempre, fucking amazing album.
He did a little bit of everything.
It was a little bit of everything, bro. And none of those like 200 millas por hora, Otra Noche en Miami, Ser Bichote, Caro, bro. These songs didn't sound like trap from 2016. Dile Soy Peor. It was hip hop.
Different.
He took hip hop, bro. He took hip hop and he went on, bro. He went on and he killed it. And I see that, and it's like, okay, cool. Now we change the drum sequence, right? We're talking about the drums, and now we change the drum sequence, and now it becomes whatever we could call it hip hop. Well, the same thing's gonna end up happening with R&B eventually, right? Because we need new sounds, and people really love talking about love. Sabe, if you look at, I think of the top two reggaeton songs at the moment. This is what January 2020. So Tusa and Vete. Coño, estamos hablando de amor y desamor, ¿sabes? Estamos hablando de vete para el carajo, no me importa, you feel me?
100%.
Vete, you feel me? So estamos hablando de eso. Bro, people like lyrics. People want to hear lyrics because this is shit that you connect to.
That's something that's changed too since the, let's say, early 2000s when Gasolina and all of that.
Sí.
The type of reggaeton that's being done, this type of Latin music.
Sí,
Let's just say Latin music that's being done is completely different. You have Montaner jumping on trap.
Bro,
Ricardo Montaner on trap.
Bro,
Produced by Tiny?
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Shout out to the Saxo brothers. They're also producing a lot for him. Yo, like he's doing, and I love that. I love Montaner for that.
I love Montaner. I was like, this is interesting. Like you saw Enrique with John Zeta on the record.
Yes,
bro. Like what the fuck's going on?
That's great.
But that's amazing. That's
amazing.
That's the place we're in. Yeah, like DY obviously I think has led the charge.
The
with
new
that.
track with Nicki.
Yeah. That I heard that. I was like, this is gonna be a club anthem. This is gonna be la
Salam
la,
Remy.
la, bro.
He's got a sample.
Yeah,
he's got a sample from one of Salam's songs.
See.
What song is that? The one that's on there,
bro. I can't.
Na. Some shit like that.
It's
I looked this up. I was looking it up yesterday, and I
looked it up yesterday. If this is a damn dog, this is not an advertisement. Whosample.com. If you ever want to see where a song was sampled from, whosample.com will tell you every single sample alive.
We're gonna find that right now.
Yeah, shout out DJ Snake. He probably won't hear this, or hopefully he does. But shout out Snake because that Eres Top.
Yeah,
that was on Suna's album when they took I Need a Girl Part 2. They flipped the shit out of that, bro.
Yep.
They flipped the shit out of that.
I didn't know this, but this song, the Muévelo is also a Bad Boys 3 soundtrack.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Cool.
That's part of that. I mean, that was a big thing. Nicki was on that movie. And this part that's kind of where the song came from.
Oh, okay.
My understanding. Yeah.
You were giving me a shout out.
Was it Snake? I think it was Snake.
Yeah, Snake.
I think it was Snake, man. That at his top beat, they flipped the shit out of that with Diddy and Ozuna, man. They went crazy on that record.
I had to grow love for it. I'm gonna be real with you.
Oh,
I had to grow love for it, guys. I'm sorry, I had to. Everyone's like, I love it. Here's my thing. That right there, between that and Satisfy You, by Diddy and R. Kelly are my top two songs when it comes to Diddy in that era. Like,
okay.
And I Need a Girl part two specifically was like probably
like
my top three.
So you're like, yo, don't touch
ever.
this.
Yeah.
Like, don't touch it. Like,
yeah, and then you put reggaeton, and I was like, but I get it. That melody's dope. That melody's dope. It was just a personal thing. I get it. The song is dope too.
Man,
the song is great.
I feel like bro, the first time I heard that, I was, Jesus
it's just
Christ.
some classics to me. I can't touch them.
Some classics. They did that. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm with
Does that happen to you with any song that is like, yo, don't touch this? Like,
not yet, bro. I probably can't think of.
What are classics to you when it comes to like R&B, hip hop, like the era, 2000s?
Man, if
a classic that you're just like,
I play this record. I play this record at the club. I play it Saturday, and if people hear me enough, they know "Buy You a Drink" by T-Pain.
Wow,
is a fucking banger.
And T-Pain
yeah.
That's another one.
T-Pain, like people do not give credit where it's due, and T-Pain's going through that moment right now. Where people don't take him seriously, but like, yo, bro, that guy changed.
He changed the industry.
That guy changed.
Between him and, I know it's a weird name to hear next to T-Pain, but and Cher.
Oh wow.
They were the ones that introduced autotune, like for real.
That's
for real.
Cher
was the first one ever to use the horse autotune, which was the rack autotune.
Oh wow. Producer talk.
Yeah. It was the rack autotune. This is like back in the days when she did what's that song that she did, man? Do you believe in life after love?
Yeah, I remember.
That had autotune, heavy autotune.
Get out of here, bro. That's interesting.
And T-Pain was the one that made it pop, urban culture.
Yeah, he's
like,
the one that brought it to
He
life.
brought it into that.
Yeah, he brought it into. He scaled it. He scaled operation.
And he actually. Here's the thing: a lot of people don't know, but T-Pain can actually sing. He doesn't use it as support.
Man.
So he did it as decoration, which is the real use that should be done for autotune.
Yes, sir. You could actually look up a video on YouTube of T-Pain singing, bro, and he mashes up all of his songs.
Easy.
He mashed up all his songs, bro, and I think they had a piano player in the background, but he absolutely kills it. But I think "Buy You a Drink" is definitely just one that every time I play it, the reaction. I mean, people really get stuck on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a millennial real quick. Any old Drake. This is 2010s. Like if I play Marvin's Room, it's over. It's game over. You know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna call your ex before the end of the night. You know, like that type of thing. If I think about the 2000s, yo, bro, I really like What's Love, Fat Joe.
Oh yeah,
like
Fat Joe. Come on,
I don't want anyone to touch that. Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't touch
like,
that.
Imagine there's a reggaeton version of that. It's like if they do it right, it'll be dope. But your first reaction is gonna be like,
yeah. I'm even having a tough time with now more than ever because it's becoming the trend where I'm seeing the lyrics get recycled.
Yeah.
We saw that maybe 20 times last year.
But Anuel, I think his next album is probably gonna be all with samples because he just took out another song and it also has a sample.
Yeah, bro, they're recycling these lyrics.
I'm cool with it though.
It's cool, but like I don't want to see it
all the songs
all of the time. And it goes back to lo que dije. Alguna vez somos copiones. You know what I'm saying? Bad Bunny said something at the Grammys that was amazing. He said, "Vamos a ser diferentes entre toditos."
Yeah.
No vamos a darle a la gente la misma cosa over and over again. Let's get.
That's something that he does
He does it very well.
Very well. He's so unexpected sometimes.
Bro, Vete. I remember Vete. I posted on Instagram, bro, on my Instagram story. Si te va, yo quiero saber si tú te vas. That's from Si te va from Cartier and Zion. That song came out in 2007, bro. Like, that song was my shit in that time, bro. This is MySpace time.
Yep.
Like, I remember it was on my MySpace, bro. When I saw that he reused that, those are moments I'm just like, oh, wow, bro, because that's not something that people are going to know.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So now you're giving a lesson on just reggaeton on music because if you do your homework, you figure out where that line came from.
Yep.
But Bunny's amazing, dog.
Yeah, bro. Like, and on the marketing aspect,
yeah.
Like he said in an interview with I don't know if you've seen it, with Chente Drach and I think it was Molusco. Bro, it was the only interview he gave for Siempre
in
for the album.
That was in 2018 at the end of the year on the front of the beach.
Yeah,
I remember that. I saw it twice,
bro. He said it in the interview. He's like, in like the eye. What does it mean? He's just like, honestly, people think I'm in the Illuminati or some shit, and they follow me. So whatever. He's like, it works. So it's marketing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he also unfollowed everyone that he was following. He only follows the people he's working with at that moment. That's pretty cool. So everyone, because he's got millions of followers, they're like, let's see who he's following.
Let's see who he's following.
And it helps out everybody. It's dope. It's marketing.
He's oh man, and I'm not trying to sound like the biggest fan in the world, but I think he is an example of what every artist should aspire to be.
I think the only person that I can compare that is in a similar situation or was in a similar situation at some point was Pitbull.
Oh wow, that's
Pitbull and Bad Bunny.
Oh, that's
In they're really good in business and the marketing, specifically Bad Bunny
right.
pit in business. Their music is music that some people, especially older people, are like, oh, que es eso, no sé qué tal. You know, they're in a
Wow.
very similar situation, but
Oh
they're
wow.
changing the game. Pitbull did it in
Yeah.
the 2010s, and he changed it. He brought that upbeat, up tempo, which we saw all the artists, Daddy
Everybody.
Yankee, Don
Wait.
Omar with Danza
Yeah, yeah,
Kuduro. Like
yeah.
we saw
Yes,
everybody
yes.
coming into the upbeat.
So I was talking about this era specifically, bro, and oh, you just brought it back full circle, man. Like this, that's why you gotta surround yourself around good people, man, because you just connected some dots for me right now. So I was talking about the era in which J Balvin started his career, which is
Right.
around this exact same time.
Yep.
I was talking about this yesterday, actually. It was around this exact same time that Pitbull was buzzing, Limbo, Zumba, like Ella Me Levantó. These
Yep.
songs were in the streets, and from like DY and Don Omar and Wisin y Yandel, Hay algo que me gusta de ti. Like
Hmm.
these songs were very up tempo, but I never connected the dots to say Pitbull was probably it was Pitbull, and I would say Neo, man. I feel like
And I
Neo was
could,
on a
yeah,
couple of those too,
yeah.
man.
And the reason why I know Pitbull's story so much is because he's from Miami, and we
Right, right.
literally like I saw him come up from doing high school proms
Mhm.
all the way to worldwide stages, and I saw him in Vegas for Grammys. I think it was for Billboards.
Okay.
Like you see that whole, and obviously all the tours he's done, all the music he's taken out, all the features
Worldwide.
he's had.
Mr.
From,
Worldwide.
yeah, I saw him go from, I don't know if you know this era from him, but like Damn It Man or that first album that he took out,
Like
that in Miami.
0304.
Yeah,
It was hip
03.
hop. He was a
Yeah,
rapper. From
he
my
was hip hop,
understanding.
and he was
Yeah.
dope. He
Yeah.
just switched it up a little, changed his imaging a little bit, but he grew. You could see him
Right,
grow
right,
from
right.
Culo.
Right.
That's when you saw the shift with Lil Jon. That's when he was like,
Right.
wait, I can hit both markets?
Lil Jon, Jesus, bro, we're talking about the
You know what I'm
2000s right
yeah,
now,
man. Like,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
see that growth, and that's kind of where I see Bad Bunny also. Like he's been able to feature with American artists. He's been able to feature with some Latin artists.
He rompe. Because one thing's to feature, and the other thing's to do it well.
Do it well, yeah.
And he rompe. I mean,
How
he
did how
kills
did you
it.
think? How do you think that Drake Bad Bunny collaboration
Mia?
kind of went together? Yeah.
I heard they did the video here in Miami.
Yeah, but how do you
Um,
think like that actually happened? Do you think Drake actually was interested in doing something in Spanish, or Bad Bunny
Bro,
kind of came through?
Bro,
And
I'm gonna tell you something. I think Drake. I don't know if you've seen his interview. He has a 2 hour and 23 minute video.
Mhm.
I think it's like 2:23 or something like that. On YouTube that just came out through like Title or something, bro. He is one of the smartest artists I think ever. Um, remember he did a track with Romeo,
right,
2013 audio, and now he did this track with Bad Bunny. I think Drake has gotten in his bag in terms of working with the Afrobeats artists.
yeah,
He's also worked with British artists. I think he understands what it is to tour
to be global,
globally.
to be global.
He understands what it is to be global. He understands what it is to come in. And I'm gonna drop these 16 bars, bro, and I'm gonna sing in Spanish. You do whatever you need me to do, but this shit better work from Mexico to Argentina. If we're talking about Latin music, if we're talking about British shit, this shit better work in the UK. I need
Yep.
Ireland. I need England. I need all this stuff to be taken care of.
100%.
And I think he has opened up, bro. If we're talking about hip hop artists, I don't know anyone else that's as global as Drake, or
That's
as
true.
if we've seen anyone that. And because of
Hasn't.
that, I think it's in my opinion, in terms of your question, and to answer that, I think Drake it was more. I feel like they shopped it to they sent it to Drake, and Drake was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna hop on it because
Yep.
I know what this moment's gonna be." Drake was just in Brazil like 3 months ago, right? But he also dropped, I think it was a couple weeks after he dropped a record with a Brazilian artist. Brazil got a major movement going on, bro.
With the
Brazil,
baile funk.
oh, bro, funk is it, bro. Brega
Wow.
funk is killing it right now. They got a whole movement in Brazil. It's massive,
And it's
bro.
urban, but it also transferred to pop. It makes
Sí,
everyone move.
sí,
It
bro.
makes
Es música,
everyone move.
es bailable.
Yeah.
Y la gente lo que le gusta el baile. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? People want to get up, they want to dance. You know what I'm saying? That
They wanna
type of
feel good.
thing. And he went to Brazil, bro, and then he comes out with a track with a Brazilian artist. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Yeah, he's smart.
I
Yeah.
think he understands opportunity very well. This is a business, man. At the end of the day,
It's a bit, and you got to understand the business side. He's also got to be on point with his lyrics. He's also got to
Yep.
be on point with his beats.
Yes,
He's got to be
sir.
on point with imaging for
Yes, sir.
social media. Like he did some funny shit in one of the videos that I saw. I forgot who.
we're talking Drake or Bunny
Yeah,
right now?
Drake. He did some funny. It was filmed here
Okay.
on the beach in a parking lot. I don't know if you know what video I'm talking about. It's one of the newest videos he took out. where it made him look like everybody was like in a crowd in the parking lot, and then they all like looked at him stupid and they walked away from him.
I think it was No Guidance. It was No Guidance
Yeah,
with Chris
No
Brown.
Guidance.
That
Yes,
was
the Chris Brown.
so
Yes.
that shit
Yo,
rocked
that
out
was
so much.
hilarious.
Yeah, bro. They killed that
But-
skit, bro.
Yeah, right.
But I also
That's
think,
something that not all artists like. Michael Jackson would have done that.
bro.
I don't think he would have done that.
I think Drake knows he's an actor first.
Yeah.
right. Like,
Oh,
this is where it started.
True.
So he's acting. His last record with Future was Future's record, but the last video they did called Life Is Good, they're acting throughout the whole video, bro. And then at the end they're talking shit for like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's acting, he's playing. He was like,
And this is the perfect example of music becoming content.
oh yeah,
Music is now it's not
Yes,
no
sir.
longer like let's turn on the radio for music. No, it's the same exact place where you find your podcast, where you find your music,
Yes,
where you
sir.
have your camera, where you have your phone, where you have everything.
Yes, sir.
Where you get entertained on Instagram. Well, now you're getting entertained with music
Yes,
for
sir.
the 3 minutes that you
Yes,
listen
sir.
to it. You know,
And I think now more than ever, yo, and shout out to artists that are doing it. You need to also have non-musical content, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you just said that, because that moment, that 2 minute skit in at the end when they're battling, it's a dance battle,
Yeah.
bro. It was hilarious, bro. That shit was amazing. They killed that.
Yes.
That's non-musical content. That's not music at that
Has
moment.
nothing to
You
do
know what
with
I'm saying? They just got you into something after the music, but now it's more content that's not musical. And artists are doing an amazing job with that. We look at like Travis Scott that had the documentary on Netflix. Anita, I'm not sure if it's available in the United States, but Anita from Brazil,
Yeah, I need that.
biggest thing out of Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Bro, she has a documentary series on Netflix. I don't know if it's available here, but she has a documentary
I haven't
series on
seen
Netflix, bro. You hice un traqueteo with my Netflix account.
Yeah.
I set it up
VPN.
bro, I set it up in Argentina, and I get charged $6 a month. Fuck, bro, I hope that no one says anything, but it's $6 a month, bro. So I get content. I get content from other places now too, which is dope. And bro, the Anita documentary, it's non-musical content. You know what I'm saying? We got to give people a little bit more beyond what we're initially offering, right?
Right.
And I think like that skit does an amazing job. I think we're gonna see more of that. We look at the Baby in the hip hop world. The Baby has really like elevated his music videos. He's acting a lot in his music videos. Has these
He's changed the game a little too. Everyone's on that.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna become a thing. I'm interested to see in the Latin space. I would love to see it in Latin space, because I feel like we're still doing performance videos.
Still not there. Yeah. Still in front of the screen. Like,
yeah. Exactly. We're doing that. We're doing that with this.
Yeah. So the sample with the Nicky Jam song was "Here Comes the Hot Stepper" from
There you go.
1994. Ini Kamozi.
See, I think that's a reggae record.
It's a reggae
I
record.
think it's a reggae record. Yeah. And Yankee's been killing it with that. He's been
Well,
taking
that's
the
actually
samples.
Playing Skills.
Oh,
They're the
right,
homies.
Right.
They're the homies.
Playing
They're
Skills,
really smart guys. Really
Yeah.
smart guys. I don't know if you remember, but back I feel like it was 2001 maybe. They took out that record with I think it was just Crazy Bone or Bone Thugs. I don't know if it was with everyone. The World's Got Too Many Freaks. The World Got Too Many Freaks. That's Playing Skills when they started producing, and they actually rapped, I think, in a couple of the parts or sang or something of the sort. I had him on the show a few months back. It was in April, actually, almost a year ago. I had them on the show, bro, and it's incredible how that came out. How Con Calma came out. That they had it for 3 years, bro. Con Calma, they had it stored for 3 years, and they couldn't get the rights because nobody could get in touch with Snow.
Nobody could pick up the phone.
No, nobody knew how to get in touch with Snow.
Yeah, it's difficult, man. I feel like
Nobody could reach him.
I feel like the world outside of the U.S. changes.
Yeah.
Like you really got to go through the trenches to find people, and people change the number. They're
Well, think about it. Snow was popping. I mean, that song specifically, I think it was 98, 97.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he had social media.
Yeah, right.
Because NIG just put Snow, but I guess, and he shows up now. But maybe in that time he wasn't what he is now. You know,
you would think like a publisher. You would think somebody has something, man.
And by the way, Diddy, talking about Diddy, tried to sample that song as well, and he didn't get the rights cleared. A couple other people tried to sample that song, and they didn't give them the rights until Daddy Yankee came around, and they gave it to Yankee.
That's wild.
Okay, so
that's wild,
that
bro.
they gave it to Yankee, man. Yeah. So it's definitely a song it's very unexpected. The one that he did, Con Calma.
Oh, bro, it's unexpected.
I think
that came after Dura.
Yeah.
Oh, and bro, like at that moment, like this guy can't flop because he's not dropping albums.
He doesn't need to. He drops two songs a year,
and
bro.
That's it. I'll hop on a couple of features. I'll do a quick 16 bars.
I have my artists. He's got Nati now.
See.
He's got Braithiago. I don't know if Braithiago's still with him, but I know he was one of the ones responsible for Braithiago at some point.
Okay.
And he's got his artists. He's got his tours. He's sold out in Puerto Rico. I don't know how many dates.
10 at Bush. I think he did like 12, bro.
That's insane.
I think he did like 12.
I mean, he deserves it in Puerto Rico more than anywhere else.
See, man.
He deserves it, but it's something where again, he deserves it. I mean, this is the guy we're talking about. The guy that did La Gasolina, who shaped an industry.
See.
You know what I
That was
mean?
a blueprint. That was a blueprint because that showed that there can be commercial success with reggaeton, and that was a
Yeah.
perreo record. Ella le gusta la
Same as
gasolina.
and then moving on to a different genre, but same thing, exact thing that happened with David Guetta. What he was the one that crossed over EDM music into the pop culture.
Yo pienso, yeah, I
These are living
really,
innovators.
I really salute Yankee for that. Barrio Fino, I bought that when I was 11. It came out 04. I bought that when I was 11.
My teacher was the engineer for that. One of my teachers that
Oh, that's
back in
amazing,
SAE,
bro.
yeah,
Wow,
he was
bro.
the lead engineer on that. He explained the whole thing to us, bro. It was insane the way they went through that creative process.
Yo, bro, and there's bangers on there, bro. Dos Mujeres, King Daddy was fire. Dale
Yeah, King
Caliente was
Daddy was
fire.
one of my
Tu
favorite.
Príncipe was fire. Lo que pasó, pasó was also on that album
Yeah.
that people don't think about, right?
Really? That was
Lo
on
que
that?
pasó, I think it was like number 8. Look
Really?
It up. Look it up, bro.
Barrio Fino had some of the
I don't wanna be-
top. Yeah, lo que pasó, pasó. Yeah,
Number
I thought it
8?
was after that. Number 8.
Let's fucking go, bro. Yeah,
It's funny.
man.
I
There
mean,
was some bangers on
this is
it.
the extended version, but it has yeah, man. I mean, it has everything there. No me
Sí.
dejes, mami, no me dejes.
So,
Come
that was
on.
number 4, right?
Yeah, we had
Dale Caliente
King
was
Dale,
on there.
Dale Caliente, Gasolina, Like You, El Muro, Tu Príncipe, Lo que pasó, pasó.
Yeah, bro.
Ahora me la agarraron. Oh, with Andy Montañez, it's salsa classic. ¿Qué vas a hacer? There's a bunch of some Corazones, which was dope.
Hell of an
Dos
album,
Mujeres.
bro.
Yeah, I mean that album itself shipped the industry, came out 04 actually. I thought it was 02 or 03. 04 was when it came out, and it shaped the industry, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
changed the world, bro.
I want to talk a little bit about Latin America. I know you've been digging into that. I want to talk a little bit about your current job and your current position at Spotify. What is it exactly that your job is with them?
So straight to the point. I mean, I make playlists. Some of the playlist guys.
So to explain people who don't know, I mean, people know what playlist is, but that's kind of like the modern day radio program director.
Yeah, so we program content. We listen to music all day. Man, shout out to the team that I'm on. I mean, we got people in Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil as well. Brazil's part of Latin America, y'all. Just in case y'all didn't know, this is a conversation.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
This is a conversation that people don't like to have, but it's part of Latin America, y'all. But we have a full out team, and we listen to music and try to help support artists in terms of their releases and their priorities and what they're doing. But most importantly, try to satisfy our users and give our users an amazing listening experience.
So how does an artist, an up and coming artist, get their music in front of playlists? Period, even if they're not Spotify.
That's amazing question. I think it's not only just playlists, but how do you create traction on the internet, right? Like, how do you even create traction, bro? You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent and consistently good, right? Because this is a process. You look at people like Sech, who's getting hot right now, Dialex, who's getting hot right now, bro. If you check the catalog, the first release was from 2016, 2017, 2020, 2019 was when they broke. Right, you have to be consistent. You have to put out music consistently. And now we're in a time in which people, and I tell people this all the time, we have access everywhere now. TikTok is the next biggest thing. Not yet in Latin America, but it's coming. So we have TikTok, we have YouTube, we have Triller, we have Instagram, we have Twitter. I already said Twitter. We have Facebook. We have I said YouTube. Already?
YouTube.
Yeah,
we have YouTube. So many platforms, man.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
It's crazy.
If you say
you have independent platforms, you have
yes, sir.
TuneIn is one of the
TuneIn, like, and then we talk about like SiriusXM, and we talk about TuneIn, and we talk about different online radio platforms. We have so many different places where you can dive in. So do your research and figure out where can you put all of that stuff out, right? And feed people. Give stuff to people everywhere. And that's what helps you build traction. To then it gets to a point where people in my situation look at they look up a name. And for example, I'll just tell you like my process. I'll look up a name. I'll see a track. Oh, I like the track. All right, cool. And I'll take my phone. I'll go on IG.
And you see who they are.
And it's like, all right, what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing.
So how do you find out about them initially?
Yo, bro,
Do you have like maybe like a platform inside Spotify where you're like, oh, here are the new
yeah.
releases
So they give us
by
that.
genre,
So
by
yeah,
how is
so they've given us that, and they tell so all artists.spotify.com. This is not an ad.
it?
Artists.spotify.com. They you go up there and you see all your data, you see all your metrics. YouTube has the same thing
Right.
for their artists. Apple has the same thing for artists. But basically, what it is that you go up there and you could submit your songs to be playlisted. Right, like this is just the way it works. You
Okay.
can submit your songs to be playlisted, but additionally, you are able to see your data. You can tap into your data. You can see like what other fans are also listening to.
Okay.
But you have to work. You have to be consistent. You have to build traction, right? What I think a lot of artists got to think about is am I dropping quality content? And if you consistently do that and you look like an artist and you package it the way you want people to perceive you as, then you're gonna build traction. It's gonna take some time, of course, but you're gonna start. You right, you got to network. You got to work with certain people. You right, like look at our situation, right? We're here today, right? You're networking, you're speaking, you're seeing what people are doing, and you build your network, right? And you build your team, and that's when you start increasing your visibility. It's very easy to just say follow this procedure, and I'll look at your song. And I even do this outside of Spotify, where like people just reach out to me, man. My DMs, I get a lot of that, where people's like, "Yo, can you just listen to my music?" And one thing I've always told my manager at work is like, "Yo, bro, if someone finds a way to get in contact with me, I'm probably gonna listen to their music,
Right. You gotta
because
give them that chance.
because
Yeah.
they hustle, they found a way, bro."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not out there. I'm not an Instagram influencer, right? I keep myself. I like to keep myself pretty low key. But you have to find a way to get there, and if it's quality, it's gonna work. You can't deny good music to people.
Good content.
Ever, ever,
Content is
bro.
king.
Content is
Back to the
everything.
music is content.
Yeah, exactly,
Conversation.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep. So it's a matter of being consistent, man. And it sounds like a very big
Consistency is
answer.
very important. I see it, and I'm sure there's some kind of, maybe you figured it out, maybe you know it, maybe it's, but I feel like there's some kind of algorithm that you can also, let's not say beat, but you can be a part of,
Right, right,
in platforms in general, just like
right,
Instagram
right.
has one. I don't know if Spotify would have one in the sense of,
All of them.
yeah, right,
All
in
of
the
them.
sense of who puts, for example, the suggested artists
Yeah,
next to it. I've always
that's
looked
the
at that and said
algorithm.
that's important right there.
So you
That's
see,
one of the key things that takes you from seeing Daddy Yankee to
yes,
getting
sir.
to know. In this case, I'm going into Yankee's profile right on Spotify, and it says suggested artists or fans also like.
Yes, sir.
And I just got to know, let's say Tony Dice or Alexi Hifido, De La Ghetto, Joel Randy, like
Yes, sir.
some of these artists. And if you really scroll all the way down, there's artists that some people might not even know. Like some new artists or something of the
Yeah,
sort.
yeah. And
How do you get on something like that?
and so it actually goes back. I love that you just said that, because you kind of said what the result is of being consistent.
Okay,
Right, being consistent is what gets
gets
you
you
there,
that.
because you start becoming the algorithm picks up who you're working with, right? The algorithm knows what kind of music you're dropping eventually, because your fans start listening to certain things, right? We understand that. That's why things look similar,
Right.
right? Same thing for YouTube. If you look at YouTube recommendations, if you listen to one hip hop channel, one hip hop platform, you're probably gonna get recommendations for more hip hop
Yeah.
podcasts, right? So if you listen to one reggaeton artist, one bachata artist, or one whatever, you're probably gonna get
More
more
of
that
that.
are aligned with that. However, if you're not consistent, your content's not consistent, and you're not meeting the deadlines that these platforms are telling you to upload your thing, so the algorithm's aware of what's going on. It's not instantaneous, right? It's
So
not
it's
overnight.
constant weekly, it's constant monthly, it's
Uh,
constant.
um, yo, bro. So I think it depends on the space. I if you're a new up and coming artist, bro, I would like to see you drop. If at this moment, I would love to see you drop music, bro, every 3 to 6 weeks,
Okay.
because we're living in a very short time where the cycles of these songs, bro. You DJ back in the days where we would rock a whole album for a year.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about Pitbull, bro. Pitbull had lifespans, bro, for his albums,
Still could play those
and you can
records.
still play those records. As right now, we're not seeing that.
We used to do Pitbull sets. I don't know if you guys in Boston, but it was like the only DJ and the only songs you can actually match Pitbull with that were in the same vibe were other Pitbull songs. There was a point where it was like that. Like it's like you can't put Pitbull and then
120
put
to
like
130.
you can't put Pitbull in at that time and put David Guetta. It's too much. Like
Right,
moms are
right.
dancing. They don't want to hear David Guetta yet.
That's interesting. That's
Like
interesting.
08, 09, it wasn't there yet.
Yeah. That's very interesting. I agree with that. I think you have to be consistent. I have this 3 to 6 week rule, because I just think that it, you got to feed. I want to use this term, but I'm gonna use it. Feed the streets. Like, you have to feed the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't know you, and they need to know you. And the more you give them, the more opportunity you're giving them to know you.
Yep.
right? And that's also giving you more content that you can push because now you're promoting multiple things on multiple platforms at different times. So
It's a lot going on.
you're not promoting the same thing. It's a job, man. Shout out all the artists trying to come up, all the emerging artists, all developing artists, all the established artists. That shit is a job. I'd be tired when I hop on the plane 3 days, 3 days after 3 days after 3 days. These guys tour city to city. You know what I'm saying? If you get tired in the studio, bro, because you're in the studio till 6 in the morning for 2 days, yo, you're gonna have trouble, man, because you're gonna have to tour. You're gonna have to tour. You're gonna have to do a press. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I think the artists should always have a catalog ready, like
Yes,
a
sir.
like a repertoire,
Yes, sir.
ready to go.
A photographer has an album in which they show you these are my pictures. These are a film guy will show you these are my videos. Shit, a musician and artist should have the exact same thing.
My unreleased records, here they are.
Yes, sir.
And these are my released records.
Yes, sir. This is what's coming.
Right?
This is what's coming. This is what I have. You know
Have
what
the
I'm saying?
year planned out. Have the whatever
yes.
you can planned out.
Preaching.
Right? Like that's important. I mean, every 3 days, it's unrealistic that you're going to be on top every 3 to 6 weeks to release a song.
Right.
If you're working on it every 3 to 6 weeks.
Exactly. Oh my goodness! So I felt like weight was lifted off my shoulders. Like that was said so perfect because yes, that's why you have to consistently be in the studio. That's why you have to consistently be working on your craft. I believe in the 10,000 hour 10,000 hour rule.
Oh hell yeah!
Very very much 10,000 hours until you'll be able to master something. That's why you have to do that because you can't record a record and just drop that record. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? These artists have these albums. They have these in the vault for 6 months before they drop, and they already got. Yo, I guarantee Drake already knows what he's dropping in 2022.
Oh yeah. And I'll tell you someone who knows already because I guarantee it. Yankee.
Yeah. Oh, bro. 100%.
He already knows what he's dropping at the end of the year.
Yes,
he already knows what he's dropping next year. He's all the way.
Yes, sir.
He already knows what's up.
Yes, sir. So that's where I think people need to think about. All right, what is my plan? And not everything needs a music video. That's another thing. Not everything needs a music video.
That's important.
You know, not everything needs a music. You could have a visual and then not be a music video.
Okay.
Right? You could do a lyric video. You could do some type of animation. Bad Bunny, man. Shout out that guy, man. I could talk about him all day. He had a visual for Siempre. Every single track had like this visual.
One of my boys worked on. He was the designer for La Cartera.
Oh wow, yeah,
really dope.
So La Cartera had another like amazing. Oh my goodness,
yeah,
bro.
it was my boy Renzo.
Bro,
he's really good, man.
So, bro, like that right there, like that's amazing. Why? Because you give him something for your eye, but I'm still listening to the music. However, you're not spending X thousands of dollars on music videos, or you're not spending $500 on what's not a good music video.
Right.
You know
it's better to not.
It's better to not have a good music video, and you pay on the animation or the visual. So I think you have to be consistent when you're coming up. And the more you do that, the more visible you're gonna have because eventually something's gonna stick to someone's ear. You have to leave your house. You have to go talk to people. If you don't have a team, especially, right. And be open to feedback. You have to be open to feedback, bro. You have to have people that say, if you change these 2 bars, these rhymes might be better.
Yep.
Yo, we should probably change the beat here. Yo, we could probably have a key change. Have something.
Someone that
have a conversation, right? Because you can't record the hottest new record every single time. It's impossible, man.
And this is something important that's existed forever. What you think is your number one record or the top record, not necessarily is what people are gonna love.
Yes. So
maybe people are not gonna love it.
So Calladita is like a very good example. Calladita wasn't even on the album.
Wow.
Right. So typically when we see when you work closer with this stuff, not through Spotify, but just like looking at content and stuff.
Right.
You know that the songs that come out after the album, but before another album, probably just throw away records from the last album. Yeah, I was like, no, this just didn't make the album, but I want to drop it because it's a good record, right? So if we assume that was a throwaway record, fuck, that was a throwaway record, bro, and that was Calladita, and that did what it did.
Did he do the same with Vete? That's not on any album.
That's a single. No, that's a single. Right?
That's a single right after the Por Siempre album. I guess it's been a year, or so, and the J Balvin album.
Right.
After 2 albums in 1 year.
After two full length.
How long did they work on that?
So from my understanding, that there was an interview that I watched that they had that. Bro, they teased that maybe for like a year and a half.
Yeah,
they teased that for a year and a half. So who knows when they worked on
how long they worked on
it. But they had an interview back in like 2018 that they was like, yeah, we got a full project ready to go. We just haven't dropped it. You know what I'm saying?
And when they released it, it was timeless. That's one thing that I think helps when you make records ahead of time and you know you're making them ahead of time. Like you can focus on what's hot now, but what is going to be hot? Why don't you do something different that's going to stand out?
Yes, sir.
And a year from now, it's still something that's popping.
Work with different producers. Your producer should not just be a beat maker.
Yeah.
Right. Your producer should also be helping you lay melodies. Right. Work on, I guess, harmonies is become like a more of a conversation, I guess, because it's more intricate. I don't
Yeah.
know. But
Psychologically, it's easier for people to memorize your songs. So
right,
it's
right.
yeah.
So you need, right. So we need to,
We need that melody.
you need something that gives people you need something to give to your producers, so your producer could give you something back.
Right.
Right. So lay something down, but then your producers also have a vision of where they want to go. That's where Tiny's amazing.
Yeah.
Because if you look at his execution on every single record, it's like shit, bro.
The
Like,
arrangement.
you're just not flopping.
That's why a producer should not be just a beat maker.
Yes, 100%.
Or if you have a beat maker, that's great, but you need a producer,
Yes,
someone who
sir.
says this is the arrangement of the song, this is gonna hit because it's got a whistle, this
Yes,
is gonna
sir.
hit because it has this,
Yes,
or
sir.
like some kind of, let's call it formula. But at the end of the day, going back to what we were just talking about, is like you don't know what people are gonna like.
Right, right,
Maybe
right.
just lay down like Timbaland, dirt off your shoulders, three sounds, and you're good,
bro.
And that's not the only song.
bro.
He's got a bunch of them that are just 3 sounds.
I've been telling
That's it.
producers, because I always talk. I mean, we work in the creative community, so we know people. We're friends with people, of course. I've been telling producers, yo, think about underproducing. Sometimes you gotta go so hard. Like I make beats,
minimal.
I made beats myself, man. I've never sold beats or anything like that, but like I just understand the process, right? Underproduce a little bit, and see if simple's better, because sometimes that works. If you look at "Nonstop" by Drake, it's a rolling nonstop, shit don't never stop, bro. That song had kicks and 808s the whole song. I don't think there was a melody in the beat. The melody ended up being the 808s. You know what I'm saying? It ended up being that bass line, the lows.
Yep.
That was what was writing, and then you let the artist work, and you let the artist breathe. Sometimes underproducing is good too, but that's why you got to work with different producers. Going back to the original point, that's why you got to work with different producers. That's why you got to explain your team, because then you start developing your sound, and that's important. Have your own sound, have your own lane, and work it and develop it. You got to push it as much as you possibly can, and fucking sell your shit, man. Like, yo, bro, a ti te gusta esto, véndelo, bro. This is yours, bro. Tú eres dueño de esta vaina, loco. Push that shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta own it. You can't do
Be
something.
proud of it.
Be proud of it, bro. You created that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that song is gonna resonate with somebody in some moment, and you're responsible for that because you gave them a soundtrack to that moment in your life. Fuck it, bro. You better push that shit.
Yep.
You better use these free platforms, ladies and gentlemen.
Free
Free platforms. Yes. You better use these free platforms. I like that. You better
Free
use
platforms,
these,
guys.
You better use these free fucking platforms, man. And don't sit here and talk about, nah, this shit's gimmicky. This shit ain't for me. Don't do any of that. Figure out how to make it work for you, because it is free. Everybody thinks they need money. Everybody thinks they need fucking money, bro. I don't get it. You don't need the money. You don't need the big label. You don't need the big budget behind you to push for YouTube ads that aren't going to result in real fans.
That's really important what you just said.
Oh my goodness.
One more time.
Yo, you do not need the big money behind you to push to buy YouTube ads that are not going to result in real fans. Like, it's just not. It doesn't work like that. It will boost your numbers. It will give you an influx in numbers. You're gonna have visibility. What's gonna get you is visibility, but is it gonna retain those people that you have, right? And I tell artists this, like this. I tell artists this all the time. It's very frustrating, because of that. That's good.
Yeah.
I tell artists all the time because people think they need big budgets, and the question is always, do you have an investor? And this is the shit, though. This is what's going on, man. All right, man. I don't know. I don't know how much time we got left.
Let's get it. You good?
But this is the shit. People have this fucking thing of like watching something on YouTube, and this might be going on YouTube, but we're speaking very transparently. Watching something on YouTube and thinking they fucking know it all. It doesn't work like that, bro. Just because you saw some dude pull up a damn series and make 6-7 things about everything you need to know about the music business, that's not everything you need to know, bro. Like, that's not how
music,
shit
even
works.
the business is an art, man.
Yo, bro, it changes. It changes. Go ask the 15-year-old, 20-year-old vets from the big labels how they doing with the streaming era. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. I don't know what the fuck's going on, and I work in it. Nobody knows what's going on, man, because this shit is new, because it's constantly changing. You know what I'm saying? So
there's artists that release one song and they go viral all the way.
Yo, bro, and they weren't ready for it.
And they weren't ready for it.
Bro, look at Lil Nas X or Old Town Road. That might have been the biggest record of 2019.
It was.
I hated the record. It was a TikTok record. That's not my style, but I know there's an audience for it. Perfect, kill it. Yo, bro, he took a break after 7 months. He tweeted. He was like, yo, I'm taking a break.
I got the money. I got my bag.
He was like, I'm taking a break. This schedule, this shit's crazy, bro. I'm not trying to keep, you know what I'm saying? Because he was going through it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're not ready for it. But what happened? They put money behind it. He got some fans, because the song went viral, but all that stuff came after the fact. He did that shit with no money. You know what I'm saying? He did that. He blew up on TikTok. Boom, here we go. Time to go. You know what I'm saying? So I think Lizzo's another like TikTok artist as well. But the point being is we see these artists that blow up and they go viral. Sometimes going viral is not meant for you,
Hmm.
right? Sometimes you're meant to go the long route, the consistent route, in which you're just not gonna have one record that's gonna pop. That's okay, because that's gonna teach you something different. You might not have to take a break after 6, 7 months the way Lil Nas X has to take a break because you've been working. You've
Hmm.
been working for 2 years straight. You haven't stopped. But all in all, you can't keep on relying on these imaginary dollars that you don't have and saying if I had 20,000 to push this on YouTube in Mexico,
Things would
I'd
be
pop.
different.
Fuck that, bro.
Yeah,
That's bullshit, bro. Because if the money, if the music's not sticking, it's not sticking. You know what
that's
I'm
true.
saying? And people really got to get out of this mindset. Do you have an investor? Yo, bro, just because you saw that show on YouTube, bro, doesn't mean it's real.
That's true.
You know what a lot of artists gotta go do is get their publishing checks. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a whole publishing check out there that you're not even cashing out, bro. You know what I'm saying? You wrote a whole song and you're not registered to ASCAP, you're not registered to
The
BMI.
business,
Right,
the
right. The
business,
business. We were just
the
talking about that.
business.
Like
It's
there's
important.
a whole other streamline of money
Thing is,
that
in DJing, we don't have that.
yeah.
That culture is not there of
Yep.
having a manager
Right,
usually.
right, right.
But an artists already know I need a manager, but they don't always go out and get it, and they're
Yeah,
not always the
yeah.
best people to do their business side.
Yeah.
There are so many things. I've been lucky enough, and this was kind of like my strategy. Again, I'm not an artist. I'm a producer,
Right.
but I'm a producer. Call it artist. You
Right,
know what
right,
I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like,
Well, producers are artists.
yeah, exactly.
I'll be the first one to say it, bro. You're an artist, bro.
Thank
You're
you,
an
bro.
artist. You're not a vocalist. But
Yeah,
you're an
exactly. I'm
artist.
not a vocalist. Exactly. So the way that I've tried to do things is first of all learn from this show that I've been doing over a year. I
Mhm.
said, I'm going to interview the brightest minds in the
Right.
industry, call it artists. I've interviewed, the oldest, the OGs.
The OGs,
One of the
OGs.
OGs, the homeboy used to do the tours with Michael Jackson back in the day in Latin America. Like OG. He knew Mike. Like your OG. This is the
Wow.
guy that took out Luis Enrique. He took
Oh
out
wow, bro.
Carol G, Piso 21, like
Oh
OG.
wow. Oh,
And
big
from
big
that
names.
interview, it was a 3-hour interview, bro.
Oh
We were going
shit.
at it, man. The
Let's
OG.
go. I love that. I
right?
love that.
So from these interviews, I was able to learn, and this is where I'm kind of going to be launching soon my next project,
Hmm.
which is the reason why I'm saying this is because I got to know people in the industry because of another one of my strengths, which is media,
Right,
which
right,
I've been
right.
doing my whole life since I was like 7 or 8 years
This is
old. I've been
this
in
is a
media.
whole world within itself.
But it's a whole world, yeah,
Right.
exactly. But each one, they're kind of independent, but they kind of work together. You know
right,
what I mean?
right,
Like,
right. They need
like,
each other. They need
yeah,
each other.
like if I go to the Grammys or Billboard Week and I see and I get and I meet the guy from ASCAP, it's like, okay, now I know the guy from ASCAP. That's
Right,
perfect.
right,
Like
right,
Carl's
right,
now
right.
a friend, and I send him my music, and now you can network in different ways. Networking is so important.
Oh, super.
I want to stick to something that you said before we wrap up, but a couple of things that I really, really wanna emphasize on is one, the industry's influence. What do I mean by that? It's you were talking about the labels not being A1A important. However, I see that labels more and more get either they own playlists that are
Hmm.
more influential,
Hmm.
or they have access to these playlists more than anybody else. So with their budgets, they're
Hmm.
allowed to stand out. So that question kind of goes into the with so much music out there, how do you stand out?
Hmm.
And the labels, do they matter?
So this is interesting. I'm actually pro label.
Okay.
I think labels could really elevate an artist's career. What I don't think is what I don't agree with is the notion of see your Fademon, if I sign, I made it.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna get hot, bro. The labels have their own roster, bro. You're one of 30, one of 40, one of 50, right? And it takes time because you have to be rolling out that music. In terms of just playlisting and platforms and the way labels work, um, they have their own intellectual property, right? Like they have their own playlist that they market for and that they're able to push the way that they push, but they don't really have direct contact with
Platforms.
with platforms in terms of this is where I want and this is where I want it to be.
Or I want it to be number one.
Yeah.
There. No.
Excuse me, it doesn't work like that.
Do you think at some point it will?
No, hell no. They'd have to create their own platform.
Okay.
They have
Right.
to, and that's why this world is looking the way it's looking. They'd have to create their own
Or
platform.
invest into existing platforms.
But even that becomes troublesome because
Conflict of interest.
yeah, exactly. There's conflict of interest in that. So I'm very pro label, man. I'm gonna tell you something. Touring is expensive. right? Touring is expensive. So if you're gonna do 25 shows around the country or around the world, bro, if you're gonna go to another continent, you need someone to take care of that. You need a good road manager, right? You need someone to take care of that. Labels take care of some of that shit for you. You know what I'm saying?
Experience.
So with good experience, studio time. You know what I'm saying? If you need some studio time, bro, you got something. And if it's bad when your label situation is when they're not taking care of at least your studio time. Like at least get your studio time taken care of because you gotta create something. Studios are expensive.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm very pro label. And then they don't, and I'm very firm about this stance. They don't sit there and dictate what's going into these platforms. Like it doesn't work like that. They have their own offering in which they could spend X amount of dollars, which ends up having reach because they have the money for it.
Right.
Right. But they don't really sit there and dictate at all, bro. Like at all. I can tell you stories off air, bro. Like at all.
They try.
Bro. Like I mean, they're gonna say, hey, I would like to have this here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, bro, this song ain't it. Sorry, my ears don't fuck with this.
So you're and I might put you in a tough spot here, but payola in digital platforms doesn't exist.
It doesn't because they have to create their own shit. Yeah, but number one, payola is a crime now in the U.S., right? Like as of like '94 or something like that. So it's a crime, number one. So if you get caught up,
right? Of course. But we know it exists.
Yeah, it happens. I hear it happens.
I know traditional radio. I know it exists.
I was just about to say on radio. Yeah. I hear it happens on radio. I've heard that it happens on radio. In terms of platforms, bro, it's very difficult, bro, because this shit's data driven, man.
Right.
Like I got to
know exactly what's up.
I got the numbers, bro. Like I see if this song's not performing well, and like I'm not gonna say and fuck up my job because the label wants to come through and be like, hey, I'm gonna give you X amount of marketing budget for this. It's like, bro, nah, it doesn't. I don't like. I'm trying to think about like what they would even offer, and it's like, yo, bro, it's hard because we don't control so much of the shit that's going on this platform.
Right.
We don't know the visibility, how many people it's gonna touch. We don't know. We just,
you don't know,
bro. We just
throw it on the playlist,
bro. We have la vitrina y lo vestimos. ¿Sabe? Right. Tenemos la vitrina, and then we dress it. We dress the mannequin with music, right? Clothes being the music, and then that's it. And when it's time to change, we change it.
How does it affect the artists? These artists that are coming out, that especially the new guys that are buying plays.
Oh, that shit don't work, bro. We're in 2020, man. You gotta get with the times, man. Yo, you think they scaled this shit by not knowing that people are gonna try to fake streams, and you think someone's not gonna notice that they're faking streams because you're paying some dude in Vietnam, bro, to fucking stream your shit over and over 31 seconds? Like, yo, bro, someone's gonna catch on to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
And you get put. I'm sure you get put in the bottom of that algorithm.
Yo, bro, like
easy.
You'll get blacklisted, bro.
Yeah, you got hip hop being listened to in like Vietnam and
bro. Yo, bro,
like, wait, what?
Yo, bro, I know of a very big artist that did that on another platform, bro. That really? They did it on YouTube, bro. That they
we saw this though happen in the beginning of Instagram days. I gotta throw him out there because I mean it doesn't matter. He still got the followers, still got the fame. Justin Bieber. When you remember when IG cut down people's fake followers?
Yeah.
He lost like a million. Yeah,
I didn't know that, bro.
Yeah, I saw it because I had seen it the day before, and the day after I saw it, he was down like 3 or 4 million followers. I was like,
shit.
Wow.
So he just had an issue where like the president of his fan club or whatever the hell they are was like, yo, keep on streaming. This is how we can get him to number one because Roddy Ricch, The Box, is the number one record in the US right now, and I think in the world, The Box, Roddy Ricch is my shit, bro. Right now, killing it, right? So like that record's killing it, and he dropped what was that Bieber record that he just dropped?
Oh yeah, Yummy. Yeah, it's called Yummy.
So bro, and he didn't go number one. Fucking Justin Bieber didn't go number one.
Yeah,
next to a hip hop guy, bro.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran in a few years back. Without the image, without anything, he just had good music.
Dropping number one, and then he goes ghost,
bro.
And then he goes ghost,
and he ain't even on Instagram. Like, I mean, I don't know now, but at that time, he didn't even have an IG.
But it's wild to see that Roddy Ricch has stayed number one after Bieber because you would think Bieber has that same impact, right? And that's why. And so, like, the president of his club was like, "Oh, this is how we can help Bieber go number one. We could create a playlist and just listen to Bieber over and over again while we sleep." Bro, it's insane. Look it up, bro. This kind of it kind of went viral. Like we could do this overnight as we sleep.
Leave the playlist on loop and you're good.
Yeah. Like so he could get streams. And it's like, yo, y'all don't think that these machines haven't figured out, yo, these streams are coming from the same place over and over again on repeat.
But what would happen in that case?
I don't know.
Those are real streams.
That's a
Those are fans that genuinely wanted to listen, right?
That's
crazy.
Yo, bro, that's actually a very good point, bro. That's a very good point. I never thought about that. But
when it comes to buying plays, I'm 100% sure they can tell, man.
So buying plays, you could tell. Usually what happens is this is all platforms across the board. Like YouTube, I've heard of people going through situations like this because this is the thing. When you work in this industry, you meet people that work in different places, so you hear about different stories and shit, right?
Right.
So like YouTube, bro, people go to Asia, they go to Indonesia, they go to Thailand, they go to Vietnam, and they buy streams because they buy views because it's very cheap. And then people come back and they're like, "Oh, I broke the record." Like blah blah blah. It's like, "Oh, bro,
you got a diamond plaque in Vietnam, bro."
Bro, and it's a farm. So like, let's imagine a building just like this one, bro. It's a fucking crazy ass building, bro, with computer. Wow. You know what I'm saying? It's like cheap parts too. You know what I'm saying? But these people manufacture it, and think about it, right? They manufacture this stuff for cheap overseas. So someone with money that comes in, it could be dollars or euros, or it could be even someone from there. They come in, bro, and they create a farm. They create a farm with just a bunch of computers, and it's like, all right, cool, we got these services. Bam, people want fake streams. Let's do this.
That's crazy.
Right? Like this is
and they make bank.
Yo, bro, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. When you got it's the same thing with buying followers, man, and this is kind of common sense. When you have everyone in Miami has 10K plus. That's like a thing in Miami. I noticed that when I moved here, I only have like 4K. I'm fine. I'm very fine with that. Like in Miami, everyone has 10K plus, bro. When you have 10K plus, bro, 10K plus followers. I'm talking about followers, and you got 60 likes.
Yeah,
your engagement sucks, right? Your engagement's obviously very bad. When we see that when you see someone has 500,000 views on the music video, 500,000 streams on the song. But their engagement's very poor everywhere else. Shit, what did you do, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Where's your influence?
Right. Where's your influence and where's the traction? Where's the momentum that you're supposedly building through these numbers?
That's crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, bro. I don't. In terms of labels, I don't think that to bring it back. I don't think that labels buying playlists. Like I haven't seen it. Thankfully, I hope I never see it. I think it's insane.
And I just feel like they were at some point such a big influence and such a strong presence in the industry.
Yeah.
And they're such big monsters, and they have so many corporate things that they got to deal with that they're not. I don't think they're gonna let a platform stand in the way for too long.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
They're probably gonna come out with their own platform at some point.
I said that. What you just said maybe a year and a half ago. I was like, yo, I'd be very curious to see. And you know who sent a blueprint for that is Disney.
Yeah,
Disney has their own catalog. So if record labels, I need to charge a consulting fee.
You know what I'm saying,
bro? If record labels take that same blueprint, they have their own catalog. You know what I'm saying? You have your own catalog. All right, fuck it, I'm gonna push my catalog.
Jay-Z did it with Tidal. He pulled it from everywhere else.
Yeah, right. He did it with Tidal. He got some licensing deals. He got the artists.
Taylor Swift tried doing it, but they ended up going back in they need the streams.
So, and that's why gaining audience and acquisition is very important. Sí, tú tienes que buscar la gente nueva, gente que está interesada en el producto. Entonces, I personally think that, I don't know if it'll ever happen. People say no. When I talk to a lot of people, I was like, no, it's just too hard for them to do. They would have to get involved in tech. Right.
Yeah.
Their roster would have to depend on who's performing. Then they would have to acquire from other competitors.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole nother.
That's true.
It's a whole nother.
Yeah, because also their catalog sometimes is mixed with other labels and other places.
Yeah. There's some features, there's clearances.
They're gonna lose half their music too.
Right.
Yeah,
so when TikTok's dropping a platform, so a streaming service, a music streaming service.
So we got YouTube, we got Google that
Google,
dropped theirs,
Amazon,
Spotify, of course,
Apple Music,
TikTok's
gonna have one. There's Deezer, that's big overseas.
Deezer in Latin America is pretty big. My friend works there. They're out of here, the Latin America division.
Yeah, Deezer's pretty big. So I think TikTok's gonna be interesting porque hay dinero. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Son de China.
And they have, and aside from that, I think it's interesting because they have influence. They're creating a vibe. Everybody's like, "Eso TikTok has." Everybody knows about it.
Sí, eso está pegando. Y la gente everyone's talking about it, and there's already people on there. She hates it. We talk about it all the time.
I think Instagram might even buy them. Without TikTok, I don't think they'll take it. I don't think they'll take it.
Bro, I don't think Facebook has the money to buy TikTok right now.
Really?
Yeah, bro. TikTok's the most downloaded app, bro, on the App Store at this moment.
That's crazy.
Besides WhatsApp.
But TikTok's very similar to Vine. In a way.
Sí, bro, es la misma mierda, loco.
La misma.
Es la misma mierda. You know what I'm saying? But going back to what we was talking about earlier, you got to change with the times.
Maybe Vine was ahead of their time.
Oh, bro, I never thought about that, bro. 6 seconds here, you go do some funny shit. Let's keep it moving.
It was great that time, and the transition between that and Instagram was like
Well,
It was
there's
like,
Triller too. Have you seen Triller? There's another
no, I
one
haven't.
that's kind of it used to be a music video editing app, but it's like TikTok
I
Junior.
know the editing app, Triller. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so
editing app.
that's become a social download, bro. It's a social platform now.
Wow,
Social media.
that is crazy.
Insane, bro. That's the time we
There's influence everywhere. There's
Yeah.
wow. Before we go, one last thing I wanted to touch up because we said we were going to talk about this. Latin
See.
America. You just came back from Argentina,
So I did
Brazil.
Argentina. I was in Argentina, Brazil. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Colombia a couple of times. DR, of
That's
course.
your market
PR.
per se.
Sí, sí, sí.
As a job.
Sí, sí, sí. Y para la música latina también. Like that's really what people should be paying attention. The United States is cool, man, but like we come from somewhere. Where do we come from? We come from Latin America.
Yeah.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. I think.
What is the difference music wise in every one of those countries that you've traveled to, Latin America?
They're more open minded. They're more open minded. It doesn't have to become a trend for people to start liking it. Yo fui para un festival en Argentina, loco. 15,000 gente. A trap, bro. Argentina's the capital of Latin trap.
I just had Echo on the show. Echo's great.
Echo's fire, bro.
I put him to freestyle.
Sí, bro.
He's dope.
Echo's one of them that I really like, bro. Bro, Argentina, Dookie closed. They had like
Casu.
Casu wasn't there. They got some girl named Nicki Nicole that's coming up. She's fire, bro. I love Nicki, bro. She's like Billie Eilish almost. It's kind of interesting. Look, when we're done, look her up, bro. She's amazing. Neo Pitea, bro. A lot of guys, bro. A lot of people. There's a whole movement out there, bro. Y lo que yo vi is that people were rocking with the openers. You know what I'm saying? Like I got there, bro.
That's
15,000 people, bro. And people knew the openers. It wasn't that we're just here for the closer. People knew the openers. You know what I'm saying? And these aren't people that got crazy numbers. These are people, bro, that I'm in the back talking to them, no problem, like regular people. Same thing in Colombia, bro. There's a local scene. People fuck with what's going on locally. The number one song in DR, bro, that has overpassed Tusa by Carol is like 3 Dominican dudes, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little hip hopcito romántico ahí.
And it went up.
And you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And so people really fuck with their local scene. And I think I would love to see more cities do that in the U.S.
It's funny we say that because that's exactly one of the things that I was saying to my guys here in the studio. It's like in Miami, there used to be that scene. Pitbull used to have it. At some point, Rick Ross had it. At some point, Ace Hood had it here.
Ace Hood's from here?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, bro.
You know, a lot of these guys had it locally, and I'm sure Meek Mill in Philly.
Philly, right.
And a lot of guys locally, they had their presence.
New York has that.
But New York has that. But Miami, we don't. I mean, hip hop maybe, but in the Latin industry, it's like all the guys here are the big dogs. Like the most local company that is big in the Latin industry is is Rich Music.
Yeah, right.
And those are not small guys. Those are local guys. You know what I'm saying?
Sí.
They're not local anymore. None of them.
Sí, no, esos tigres tan grandes.
Yeah, they're big artists.
They're doing.
Everyone else that's out of here, Farruko that's out of here. Everyone else that's out of here is already a big artist.
Yeah, they're doing
so
it.
As far as scene, let's call it a scene like that.
Right.
Everyone works together, but they're still medium to big, artists.
Right.
They got featured. Doesn't happen that often.
I think that goes back to the beginning of the conversation is people gotta learn how to organize.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gotta learn how to organize and execute. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, I've been here. I moved to Miami December 2018. Bro, I've met so many people tell me that they're a casting director. People tell me that they're a film director. So many people tell me that they're an artist. So many people tell me that they're a producer, that they're an engineer. How many of them are working together?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not working together. You're not creating a team. You're taking the pictures. It's a lot of flexing for IG. You got the 10K that you got to worry about to make happy, right? So now we're not organizing. Now we're just trying to sell a movie.
We're trying to sell ourselves.
Yeah, bro, yes. We're trying to sell ourselves. You know
and it's not about you. It's about the team.
It's about the team, and you got to grow with the team. You can't really think that you're going to move all these things by yourself and think that IG is going to be what's going to make you high. You got to put in the work so you can push stuff on IG, right? Like it goes back to
and I'm going to tell you something, and I live this every day. I do so much, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I do a lot of things on my day to day, but I don't have time for the IG, so I'm not always posting.
Sí, bro.
So there's people. I'm sure there's millions of people like myself that it's like you're doing so much and so many things that you can capture that are dope that you can capture, and you're not showing it out there.
Bro, my brother Miway told me he was like, "Yo, bro, get a GoPro when you travel."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I just bought a little.
Get a GoPro when you travel, bro.
Because
he's like, "Yo, bro, you're on the move, bro." And I've been wanting to document a lot of bro. I think countries. I have this thing where I think that where I would love to do a documentary, bro, docuseries in 10 different cities, in 10 different countries, following the 10 biggest artists in that country. Well, the biggest artists in that country. So it ends up being 10 artists in total, one for each episode, where they're home. So like Burna Boy would be like Nigeria. If I think about
Wow.
if I think about like maybe Puerto Rico would probably be Bad Bunny, right? And you understand the
They're home.
influence. You understand the influence that they have there. But you finish with like a festival in London, bro. Like I have like this idea of that because music is so global.
Yep.
Right, and everything that's going on is so global, and we're around, but sometimes we can't see what's going on in other places, right? And we're fortunate to be in a situation. We're blessed, bro, beyond blessed to even be in these walls doing shit like this.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? This is insane, bro. I remember one day I was at Alex Sensation in New York at La Boom. Farouk was performing. First time I've seen Farouk perform live, and he killed it, bro. That was the day I really became a fan of Farouk. I'll never forget this shit. Man. It was in 2015, bro. And I was like, loco, tú no te cansas. He did 4 parties. I was with him because my brother Miwe was filming him. And I was like, loco, tú no te cansas. He was like, yo, cansarme. La gente que trabaja en construcción afuera cargando ladrillos son los que se cansan. Yo no me canso.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
He was like, look, this is the best job in the world. Look what I'm doing, bro. And he said that and it put everything into perspective for me to understand, like, yo, we do so much. And some people want to see that. Pero coño, uno está ocupado, entonces uno no puede estar enfocándose mucho en eso. Pero it's a blessing, bro.
If you think about it, all these things that we've talked about that the artists wanna that they have to do. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna name a few. Be constant. You have to be on all platforms.
Yes, sir.
What else did we mention?
Well, you gotta
have a team.
Let's pause. You gotta record.
You gotta record. You gotta record music. You gotta mix, master, engineer, upload it to platform, all of that.
That's the first. And that's your product.
Right.
That's your product.
And this is a conversation I had with Jay Alvarez. It was just funny because I'm like, wait, you do all these things. Who answers your DMs?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
He's like, Papa, yo me levanto todas las mañanas. The first thing I do every hour, the first hour in the mornings, I try to answer as many people as I can possible.
Mafia told me that.
Yeah, because when you do that, people are like, yo, this guy's real. He's there behind the thing. He sends videos sometimes to people. Oye, un besito, gracias por seguirme de Argentina. Donde sea. You know, like that, not all artists do it.
Mafia, I remember I was in the studio with him, bro, and he was recording it. He's amazing. God bless Mafia, bro.
Yes.
Amazing individual,
super
bro.
Talented.
God bless his family,
and he
bro.
deserves where he's at right now.
He's killing it right now, bro. He got an album coming, bro. That's my guy, bro.
Yeah.
And as a Dominican, I'm very proud to see what he's doing. He goes back home. He records videos back
home. And Pedrito
home.
signed him on Sony.
Pedrito Alegría. That's my guy,
That's
bro.
my dude,
Shout
man.
out to him, bro. Pedrito's amazing, dog. Just saw him a couple of days ago. Bro, Mafia was like, yo, bro, I wake up and I answer 45 emails every single day. Y me dijo eso, loco. Yo me quedé como, ven acá, loco. Entonces
you're a producer, though.
You do that. He's a producer. So on top of that, you got to record.
Yeah.
Because he was in the studio like for 12 hours that day. You got to record. You're a father. Then he had to go to Central America and do content in Central America. But you got a meeting with the platform. You got a meeting with your label, right? You got to think about all these different things. And then when you start branching into other avenues, right? Get into like clothes and get into movies and get into film.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So like shout out to all the artists that really go and get it, bro, because it's tiring for us. Like we're here, bro, and we're not the ones literally on the mic recording music.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We're not the ones performing,
living it. We're not living what they're living, and it's crazy for us. Yeah, of course.
But shout out even to everybody involved behind the scenes because this shit don't move without us, man. I keep it 1,000 about that, and I tell people this is why I say I'm pro label, but I'm pro team. It's more pro team than anything, man. You need the team to push it and to make things work because people can't do everything by themselves.
That's right.
So shout out to the people behind the scenes and
people building teams.
People building teams, man. You just can't stop. You gotta be consistent.
That's right.
Consistent, man.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Nova, thanks so much for being here, brother.
My brother, thank you very much.
Did we leave anything out? Well, I think we covered everything.
Nah, bro, I think we're good,
we could keep going on for hours and hours and hours. So you definitely got to come back.
Yeah, we'll be back, man. We'll talk music.
That's right. Thank you for being on the show, and check out all the other episodes, guys. They're really dope. So especially the one that I did with the last one that I uploaded was with a Dominican artist, and she's le dicen la mamá del rap.
What's your name?
You don't remember who that is?
What's your name?
I forget her name. Le dice la mamá del rap, but you just look it up, la mamá del rap.
We'll
she's dope. She's dope, and she freestyled for me. So you guys gotta go check that out. It's the last episode we uploaded. Here we go.